primary goals of Barefoot Student Ministries is to inspire teenagers, middle school and high school students to serve others out of the love that we receive from God, and that overflows into their life. A few of the ways that we do that are through our small groups throughout the entire school year. We encourage them to serve locally here within the local community. In addition to that, we also go on mission trips. Last year we went to Georgia, so we do a trip that is stateside, and then we rotate that with the trip that we took this year to Costa Rica, an international trip. And the goal is to give them sort of a global perspective and help them discover where their calling is while also making an impact. This year we went with Strong Missions. They are an organization that is run by a missionary family that lives there year-round, and it is a mission that is going year-round. So we serve as one small piece of something that is continually happening. Strong Missions' focus is sharing God's love through community development. And this year we took 21 high school students and young adults with us on this trip. You're going to hear briefly a little bit from two of them about their experience. I would also encourage you, though, that if you know of others that have gone on this trip, that you ask them about it, because there's a lot of very interesting and unique stories that I know that they're more than willing to share. I'd also like to tell you thank you for your words of encouragement, your prayers, and your financial support of the mission trips and the missions that we attempted to do. I'm very thankful for that, and they have definitely made an impact. So at this time, Michael Taylor, come on up and share.
Good morning. So I'm Michael Taylor, and I went on the mission trip to Georgia, and then this year to Costa Rica. The trip had a very profound impact on me. I was very filled with fear and a renewal of my heart. Before this trip, I had never been on a plane. I was very scared of going on a plane because I'm going to be 36,000 feet in the air with nothing to catch me if we start to fall. When we were taxiing up the runway, I finally came to this realization. I was like, oh, I'm not going to fly. Luckily, we did fly. My second fear was that everything was going to be so incredibly different. You know, we're here in the States, and we can, you know, just like go to the supermarket and buy food. There, it's kind of in a way very few and far between. There was on the way down to descend into the airport, I looked out the window and there was nothing but forest and shacks. And on the way down into Miami, I looked around and there was, you know, a giant factory that made food, houses, cars, gigantic buildings, and an even bigger airport. What if, like, I went to the work site and screwed something up because I don't speak Spanish, and what if, like, they got mad at me? That's not good. I'm thousands of miles away from home. Throughout this trip, I had to talk to God and ask for Him to take care of us because, you know, yet again, we're thousands of miles from home. We don't speak Spanish. Well, most of us didn't. And I know for me personally, before I went there, I spoke about 7 words of Spanish fluently. It was hard for me to completely depend on God. Like, yeah, I believe in Him, but especially when we went there, it was like, I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Like, help me out a little bit more than usual. But that quickly changed when I helped lead a nightly devotional, and it was a relatively simple concept, and then everybody went in depth, and everybody started getting like sincere and very emotional, and it was just absolutely wonderful. That was like kind of like the baseline deal of that week. for me to like start my renewal of faith that happened over the course of the days following. And looking back on it now, it is so very evident that that's where it started, and it is absolutely wonderful. After the fear settled down, after the devotional, because I was still scared, and I was like the third night in. It took me a long time to get used to it, but I didn't really show it. And after that, fear settled down, and God started coming in and taking that place. It really, really took off though, and La Carpia. I was in the kitchen helping these women wash dishes, and me and one of the people that we came from here with, Kevin, we were washing dishes, and usually they stop feeding at noon, and it takes them until late at night to finish all the dishes, because there is only one woman. Her name is Isabella, and she does it all by herself. I started talking to her, she started talking to me in Spanish, and I was just like, oh, you speak Spanish, I speak English. I don't know what you're saying, it sounds cool. And it was very weird, but also quite cool at the same time. But I finally got my first Spanish sentence down there, so that was pretty good. El agua por allá, the water's over there. Very helpful, very helpful. She became almost overjoyed by that simple sentence that I was saying, and it was weird, but also incredibly just wow. I said a simple sentence, and her eyes just lit up like, that's different, and that's cool. And she is just like all the other people over there. Over there in Costa Rica, sorry. They're all so inviting. You would shake somebody's hand, and they would talk to you and act like they knew you that you knew them for their whole lives. Everybody is just so happy, and it's a weird feeling, because here you just don't get that often. But literally every single person that I would just randomly walk up to or bump into, they would just be so happy. It was very odd to me, but also comforting at the same time almost. I've never tried so hard to learn Spanish in my entire life. Packed into 9 days, I learned a lot more Spanish than the 3 years that I took in school. Going to Costa Rica made Spanish mean something to me, because here you learn it but you don't apply it. There you learn it and you have to use it every day for communication and for just seeing how somebody's doing, I guess, kind of in a way. Like, yeah, the language barrier was there, but I mean, a happy smile and a handshake just breaks that right down. I mean, it's jaw-dropping. The trip broke me down at first because of all of this, and then it slowly started to build me back up. I was very fearful, and that's what broke me down, and I didn't know what was going on for most of the part, to be honest with y'all. I was built back up when I saw God through our people, through their people, and through their language. It was very amazing and beautiful, and I hope that I can do this again someday. Thank you.
very shortly leaving for college. I have been a member of youth here for many years, and it was truly a blessing for my last year here to be able to go on a mission trip of this sort. Mission trip to Costa Rica, otherwise known as the 9 days that changed my life. I was asked to talk about 2 important moments from the trip. My mind began to race. Every day there, something different happened that moved me or altered my way of thinking. So choosing only 2 is definitely a challenge. After much consideration, I realized that yes, the patience of the people, the blood, sweat, and tears poured into digging a ditch, I'm being quite literal there, and the beauty of how God's love needs no translation, are all worthy of mention. But our time in the Carpio and the wisdom I gained from one of our foremen, I feel, is better suited for this time. Let me take a moment to explain my feelings entering the Carpio. We have been previously informed that the Carpio is known as squatter city. So in Costa Rica, if you're homeless and you live on the land, after 10 years, you will gain the land. That's how the city was formed. On either side of our bus and all around us were shacks stacked upon one another, built by the people themselves. There were dirt streets, and for me, a slight feeling of danger. Despite what was around me, I was shaking, not with fear, with excitement. How can we work with kids, feed kids, hug kids, kids in need? We entered the small church that dealt with the kitchen. We were greeted, and the children poured in. They were beautiful. We fed them food and fetched seconds if they wished. The entire time, my heart was thumping in my chest. I was so excited and overwhelmed and nervous that I might mess up. I don't know how I'd mess up. I'm just handing a 5-year-old a bowl of food, but I was afraid I would. Finally, we were able to dance and play with the children. During this time, so I met a kid that stole a piece of my heart. I later learned his name was Stephen. While we were together, he barely spoke. He just climbed in my lap, wrapped his arms around my neck, and embraced me in the best hug I've ever received. I held him in this way whenever I could for the rest of the day, for the love is all I really wanted. This 4-year-old boy was one of 10 children in the family. His parents never had time to hug him, and as they desperately wished, and couldn't afford to feed him or his siblings adequately or at all. When it was time to leave, his 5 or 6-year-old sister gently grabbed him and pulled him away from me, leaving him out the door after her. As soon as he left, I was overwhelmed with a sudden feeling of loss. Those children who saw greater horrors than I probably ever will taught us all something. How to love, how to dance, well, sort of, and definitely how to smile when it would all be easy to cry. Now that I hopefully triggered some hearts to wish to help, hug their own child, or simply smile a little brighter today, let me share with you the wisdom that I gained from one of our strong mission foremen. As my fellow mission goers know, there was a foreman there named Wilmer who I looked up to. On our final work day, my group was giving all they had to finish our project. Dig the stitch out of hard as rock Costa Rican clay. We were working on the stitch for 3 days, and yes, great progress was made, but it was time to really pump it up now. In some areas, there was only 1 inch left to dig out, and in some there was 10. I, like everyone else, was giving it everything. I didn't want to leave the place when I could have done more. Homer saw this in all of us. So he noticed us looking at the soccer field during break, he unlocked the gates, so we would be able to play. I decided not to play, but instead, with help of translators, talked to him. I thanked him for all that he had done, for all he does in his community, through strong missions, other outlets. He smiled and shared with me a token of wisdom that I will share with you now. He said, I should be the one thanking you. You all, for I was born here. It is my responsibility to better my country. You all listened to God and chose to come here and assist us. This was an interesting concept for me, for I've always been called out of country, and never really took a moment to think of how I'm going to better Mount Dora today. I try to now. So for all of you, for those of you that will never be able to go on a mission for whatever reason, don't forget that we all have a responsibility to the area around us. Love your neighbor, feed the hungry, smile at those around you, brighten the day. Those who helped us go on this mission, I thank you. God bless and Pura Vida.